You're working hard in your 9 to 5 job,
making decent money and aspiring to become financially independent. You're taking those baby steps towards accumulating wealth. But wait, are you unintentionally falling into the same money traps that have afflicted countless middle-class professionals? According to the legendary Warren Buffett, one of the world's wealthiest investors, there are common pitfalls that the middle class often falls prey to, hindering their path to financial success. In this video, I'm going to share 10 things that poor people waste money on, as per Buffett's wisdom. 1. Brand name obsession. Many people think that buying fancy brand name products makes them look rich and successful, even if they don't have a lot of money. But interestingly, rich folks like Warren Buffett, Mark Zuckerberg, and Bill Gates see it differently. They like nice stuff too, but they're more into getting good value for their money. They know that just because something has a famous brand name on it doesn't mean it's worth the high price. Instead, they pick things that are worth the money or really useful. Rich people usually think more about saving and growing their money in the long run. They might enjoy luxury once in a while, but they don't spend too much on brand names as a lifestyle. They'd rather put their money into things that go up in value, like stocks, property, or businesses. Look for quality, not just a flashy name. 2. Buying a house. Buying a house is different for rich and poor people. The rich usually don't rush to buy a house when they start their journey towards success. Instead, they rent a house while they save money and build up their wealth. On the other hand, many poor people make a mistake by taking on a lot of debt to buy a house, and this can harm their financial situation. It's risky to put all your assets, savings, and debt in one place. Plus, owning a house can be expensive because you have to pay for maintenance and other costs. Warren Buffett, a famous investor, advises against buying a house with a lot of debt because it can lead to financial trouble. Having a home for your family is okay, but it's important to be smart about how you buy it. Avoiding too much debt is key to staying financially secure. 3. Unnecessary subscriptions. Imagine signing up for services or memberships that you rarely use, like streaming apps, magazines, or gym memberships. These sneaky subscriptions can quietly take your money and stop you from reaching your financial goals without you even realizing it. A study from 2021 found that the average American spends about $348 every year on subscriptions they rarely use. That's like throwing money away. Gym memberships are a big culprit here. On average, people waste $143 every year on gym memberships they don't use. So here's how to avoid these money traps. First, keep an eye on your bank and credit card statements regularly. Also, watch out for those free trial offers, because they can turn into paid subscriptions without your knowledge. By avoiding unnecessary subscriptions, you can save money and use it for things that matter more to you. It's a simple and smart way to manage your finances and keep more of your hard-earned cash. 4. Smoking and vaping. Smoking and vaping are not only harmful to you, but they can also cost you a lot of money. People who don't have a lot of money spend more on smoking and vaping than others. Let me break it down for you. Imagine you smoke a pack of cigarettes every day. That's about $200 a month. In a year, you'll spend $2,400 on cigarettes. If you keep this up for 10 years, that's a whopping $24,000. Just think about all the things you could do with that money, like investing in stocks or even buying a new house. 5. Buying new cars. Buying a brand new car might seem cool, but it's not a smart money move. Trust me, nothing you do in your life will waste more money than splurging on a new car. Here's why. As soon as you drive it off the lot, that shiny car starts losing value, like magic disappearing money. In just 1 year, it can lose 20% to 30% of its value. And in 5 years, poof, it can lose at least 60% of what you paid for it. Imagine if you had a piggy bank and every time you drove, some money vanished. That's what happens with a new car. Here's the kicker. Many folks take out loans to buy new cars. But why borrow money for something that's instantly worth less? It's like borrowing cash and then throwing it out the window. Not smart, right? Now, here's a bright idea. Instead of blowing a fortune on a new car, consider buying a used one. But not just any used car. Look for those that have only been driven for 2 to 3 years, like when someone leased it. These cars are almost as good as new, but you can snag them for a lot less, about 30% off the brand new price. It's like buying the same car, but keeping more money in your wallet. To help you avoid the big money blunder, follow a simple rule. Don't spend more than 10% of your yearly income on a car. That way, you'll have a sweet ride without draining your bank account. 6. Credit card misuse. In today's world, we often use credit cards to buy things we want instantly, But borrowing money with high interest rates, as Warren Buffett advises against, isn't smart. Credit cards let us buy stuff without our own money, but they often lead to unnecessary purchases. When we pay the small monthly amount, most of it goes toward high-interest fees, tricking us into thinking we can afford more than we can. This means less money to save and invest in our future. While some credit cards offer rewards, Warren Buffett's advice is to be cautious with high-interest borrowing. Think carefully before borrowing. Consider if it truly benefits you long-term or just adds to interest costs. Be smart with your money. 7. Impulse buys. Impulse buying is when you buy things without planning, driven by desire or immediate gratification. If you're part of the middle class, you might be surrounded by a culture that encourages buying things. It happens in stores and online, often encouraged by marketing tricks. To avoid it, wait before making non-essential purchases. Wealthy people focus on saving and investing for the long term, rather than impulse buying. They know that being careful with money is key to being financially successful. Some rich people also prefer to use cash or debit cards instead of credit cards because it makes them think twice before spending money. 8. Eating out too frequently. It's important to have fun and go out with friends or your partner once in a while. It's nice to grab a drink with friends or watch a movie with your loved one. But think about how much money you spend when you go out. Could that money be used for something else? I'm not saying you shouldn't go out and have fun, but you don't have to do it every Friday night or every time you get paid. Some people like to go to fancy restaurants or share pictures of their fancy meals on social media to show off. Going to restaurants every weekend can cost a lot of money. Cooking at home is not only cheaper, but also a chance to become a better cook. When you eat out, you also spend money on things like parking, transportation, and alcohol. These costs can add up, and you might not even think about them when planning your meals at restaurants. 9. Constantly upgrading gadgets and devices. While staying up to date with technology is important, buying the latest gadgets every year can be a drain on your finances. You want the newest and greatest technology because of all the features it gives you on your phone. But if you think about it, the improvements in each new gadget iteration are often marginal. Upgrading to the latest model may not provide substantial benefits over your current device in terms of functionality or performance, and the price to upgrade may not be worth it. We buy gadgets more often than needed, like smart water bottles, cool alarm clocks, fancy toothbrushes, and sound systems. Although cool, these items are truly not necessary. The next time you see a gadget to lust over, think twice before you buy it. Odds are we usually don't need it. Instead, the money spent on frequent gadget upgrades could be invested elsewhere to generate potential returns. 10. Excessive social spending and living beyond means. Don't feel pressured to spend too much money just to keep up with others, like the Joneses. It's important to focus on having financial security, rather than trying to impress people with fancy stuff. Going all out with expensive parties and events might seem fun at the time, but it can eat away at your savings. Also, trying to look super successful by spending a lot can actually stress out your finances. Instead, work on building real wealth, not just putting on a show. Sometimes, spending a lot on social stuff can make you feel good quickly, but it doesn't last. It's kind of like a temporary happiness high, and it can become a bad habit. To stay financially stable and avoid getting into debt, it's better to live within your means, which means spending only what you can afford. This way, you'll have money saved up for emergencies or cool opportunities that come your way. By avoiding these money-wasting habits, you can pave a smoother path to financial prosperity. Please consider sharing this video with someone dear to you. Together, let's inspire one another on our journey towards achieving financial success. If this video has added some value to your life, please leave a big like and subscribe to our channel. Thanks for watching. See you in the next video.